Yeah. The things that yours truly could buy if I had the money. Well, also if I had a fucking driver's license, if I didn't have such crappy eyesight. You know, I've had a few old cars in my life. I had the 59 DeSoto. I had the 65 Buick LeSabre. I had the 78 Caprice. But I dream, you know. I mean, if you're not fucking dreaming, you're not human. You know what I mean? I'm sure even my kitty cat Gloria here dreams, right, Gloria? Gloria, psst, psst, psst. You dream? Huh? What do you dream about? Cheese? Mice? Cat food? Yeah, I keep the light out here generally when I'm in the living room because it's easier for me to look at my screen on the computer and to read things such as this car I would buy right here for $4,000, which shows it's in Montreal, but I don't think it is. I don't give a shit if it's a project. It's decent. It's very restorable. It's a '57 Cadillac Fleetwood four-door hardtop, pink, originally blue. I don't care. I rode in the pink '57 Cadillac once. It was mag-fucking-nificent. It was a Series 62. It was a dusty rose metallic. It was an amazing car to ride in it all day. Anyway, so let me show you the pictures here. Yeah. Um, Looks straight. Nothing's dented. Nothing's damaged really. It just needs a paint. Okay, that's what it would look like restored. Back looks good. Straight. It looks like it's got old California plates on it. By the way, the Fleetwood did not have these. The Series 62 model, the base model, did not have these backup lights here. They would have them here. So you had a red tail light on each side, and then you had your backup light here. See, that's one reason why we all love old cars. So many of us is because these little things. Body side is straight. Okay, the hubcap's no big fucking deal. Even the rim, that's not original. I don't care about that. These are all minor things. When you know old cars, these are minor things. The owner says also, look, he's right. The seats, the interior, very nice, very nice. This car was not stored in a humid area at all, as you can see. Fuck, it's almost surprisingly nobody bought this. The headliner, it's actually weird that he shows the headliner because not many people usually take a picture of the headliner in an old car. Or not often anyway. And it's actually beautiful. And it looks like this type of style was unique maybe to the Cadillac Fleetwood. Look, you got your dome lights here. There's one on each side. Fucking beautiful car, man. Oh my god. If I have $4,000, $3,000, I would say, bro, $3,000, it's sold. Get on a fucking trailer and then, get it home wherever and just change all the fluids and, check the fucking spark plug, get the compression check and put a battery in it and fire it up. Fire up that 368. Anyway, now, what else would I buy? Well, let me stop recording here for a second so I can find the other thing. Okay, so, yeah, I look at Kijiji a lot, and as a friend of mine that I never hung out with, but I knew, and, I'd see once in a while, when, I'd tell him that I always looked at old cars and dreamed of owning, whatever I would see. And he says, oh, no, man, he says, that's bad, man, you look at Kijiji, he says, fuck, I'll see a car, he says, and I'll just want it like so bad, but I can't have it. And whatever, it's like that song from the 80s, I can dream about you. Anyway, so yeah, so there's this cream puff I saw, oh my fucking god, like what, 2 weeks ago, not even? And of course I told my buddy Simon about it because, last summer he bought a '79 Delta 88. And these cars really don't come up often for sale. 77 to 79 Delta 88s, man. Believe me, I did my research, even looking at for these fucking cars across Canada, and they don't come up often for sale. I mean, you could find 76s and under, you could find fucking 80 and up, but 77 and 79, Jesus fucking Christ, these cars were driven into the ground. And here's this fucking cream puff. Look at this. It's too bad the picture's fucking small though. Tabarnak, it's not great, but look at that. Beautiful fucking old school gold, shade of gold. Krieger mag wheels. The car, well, let me just show you the pictures here. Look at, there's the original sticker here. I don't know, something about the fucking, yeah, catalytic converter, emissions control, blah blah crap, whatever. It's got a fucking 403, man, which just sounds cool, but really, it's a gutless motor, but, you know, it's a 403. Look at the interior, it's fabulous. Fabulous. This car is in Montreal, by the way, in Roxborough, which is ironically, because I lived in fucking Roxborough, and my parents, or I should say specifically my dad, because my mom hated the car, had a 79 Delta 88, as I've mentioned previously in the videos about Simon's 79. And so yeah, this would be another great cruiser. And Simon's had the Delta, has had no fucking problems with it whatsoever. He has, I think, 116,000 kilometers on it. No fucking problems. And 78, by the way, you know, 77 and 79, they're almost all identical. But 77 to 79, the grills are, and the headlight bezels, 78 is different from 77 and 79. Again, similar but not the same. And actually 78 out of 77 and 79 is not my favorite for the front, but whatever, fuck, I don't give a shit. It's not a big deal, it's just a minor thing. Anyway, it's memories, I love memories, and the clean trunk, and yeah, for sale, need the space. Oh, fucking shit. Here's another one. I would say, yo, bro, 3 grand or 2,500. Probably wouldn't take 2,500. I'd say, no, man, 2,800. 2,800, which is the price Simon paid for his Delta. So, that's it for this one. I'll show you, I don't know, 1 or 2 more cars. And, yeah, I don't want to make this too long because I talk a lot. But I love details. I'm a detail-oriented guy. Yeah, okay, continuing the dream, the what-if dream, you know? What if? What if? Yeah, I was just thinking just before I started recording. I'm like, you know, it's funny because so far what you've seen, if I had the money to buy, are 4-door cars. It's not that I just like 4-door cars. It's just that they're more tempting because they're affordable, the price range, and the reason why there's so many of them that more than coupes, because they're stronger built. They're not driven as much into the ground. You know, they're more solid. And what did I want to say? You know, and yeah, and you know, I grew up in a family of sedans, just like so many people. I mean, how many fucking people grew up with siblings and the father had a coupe or a convertible? I mean, come on, that's rare. The father was a fucking hipster, Mr. Cool or whatever, you know. But I mean, come on, most people grew up with sedans, you know, Deltas and Malibus and Celebrities and Tauruses and, you know, whatever, LTDs and so forth. But anyway, I saw this car for sale a while back, and I was like, oh god, it fucking melts my car, butter, heart, love. Look at this fucking creep off. I mean, fuck. 85 Buick LeSabre Collector's Edition. Beautiful freaking wine red color, all original, never molested. I mean, this car is so beautiful, it doesn't even look like it was ever driven in the freaking rain even. It's so beautiful. Make this sharper. Ugh. What a fucking beautiful cream puff. Look, even has the original Buick optional mag wheels, sport wheels, whatever you want to call them. Look at the red striping here. This is a rare car. And ironically, like, I don't know, 6 months ago or something, I'm always buying old magazines for, mostly the old magazine ads or some pictures related to transportation subjects, and there was the same fucking car, 85 Buick LeSabre Collector's Edition, the same wine red color, except of course it had the wire spoke hubcaps. And Gloria's looking at me going, what the fuck is he doing? Is he talking to himself? And now she's looking away because she don't want to be filmed. Meow meow, meow. What's a good kitty? She loves the camera. Who loves the camera, eh? Meow. You like that Buick? You like that Buick? Right? And, oh yeah, so anyway, sorry, I'm trailing off here, but, oh my god, oh fuck, I love this car. I love it, man. A car is only original once. If you've never heard this term before, you are not into old, classic, antique cars. You are not, or you're not a car guy. This was the last year for the big boats, man. The real big fucking Buick with the all metal You know, front and rear bumpers, cars of this width and size. And then after that, there was no more V8s. It was just, you know, the V6, whatever, fucking 2.8 and all that, 3.1. Look at this car. It's a fucking cream puff. And ironically, 2 blocks away, I know a guy there. He's a mechanic, and he has one of these, except it's gold. And he was driving in the winter, but I think he stopped because it was too nice or something. So he bought a Pontiac Grand Prix there. You know, I don't know, fucking 81 to 85, whatever. I'm gonna do a video about it soon. It's black, you know, and hopefully I want to see him again because I don't have his number. I want to do Cold Start video of it. And by the way, any of you have old vehicles out there, I don't care what the fuck it is, fucking 80s or under Honda Civic. I don't care if you have a Peterbilt 362. I want to do a cold start, okay? I don't give a shit what the condition is. I don't care if it has no fucking fenders on it. Cold start, okay? I need content like this. If you're especially in Montreal, in the greater Montreal area, or not too far from Montreal, 2 hours away max, we'll go with my friend Simon. It'd be a pleasure to meet you if you're cool and you're not an asshole and this and that. Man, I'm looking for this shit. You know, by the way, I wanted to make a video about that, but anyway, whatever. So, I mean, this thing is a cream puff. It's a fucking cream puff. It's a fucking cream puff. I can't believe nobody bought this car. You know why nobody bought this car? I'm going to make another video about this soon. But the thing is, here in Montreal, I've noticed, I look at Kijiji old car classified ads in other towns. So if I go, let's say, 2 hours away and I look in Ottawa, I see plenty of cars like this. Pontiac Parisienne, Studebagers, all the type of real classic antique cars. When you're in Montreal, look at the fucking Kijiji, you really don't see as many, you know, the granddaddy type of cars, right? Cougars and whatever. I mean, it's really Mustangs, Camaros, Firebirds, Corvettes, Firebirds, Mustangs, fuck. And then you have all these fucking morons. They put their modern cars in the antique car section with, oh, it drives me fucking nuts. I hate that. I really hate that. I don't know why people do this. What the fuck is wrong with these people? You know, they put a fucking 20-year-old Honda Civic there. I think it's an antique. Ridiculous. Preposterous. Okay, well, I'm going off the rails on this. This fucking video is like going on 6 minutes here. But anyway, so that was it for the Buick. Let me just give you the description here. This car is in Pureful on Fleming Avenue, and it only has 78,000 kilometers. Never went to driven, all original, no rust, excellent condition, drives great, new front brakes. I fucking love this car. Anyway, that's it for that one. I'm going to do one or two more and that's it. So, bye-bye. Okay, one more. What do you think, huh? I know you want to see what I'm thinking, and I know the guys are like you and you crave to see chrome or dream of having chrome and owning an earth-killing, gas-guzzling car with style and finesse. I'm going to give you one more that I'd like to see. And this last one, of all the other three you've seen, is the rarest old American car, which is actually really a Canadian car, and a Canadian car that's actually very rare today. Now you can find 1957 Meteor Rideau 500s, which essentially is a 57 Ford, but if you didn't know this and you didn't grow up back then, you're not as old school as me. You see, back in the 50s and 60s, here in Canada, you had variant models of certain cars. For example, you know, in the States you had a Plymouth Belvedere, well, here you had a Plymouth Mayfair. So here in Canada, you could buy a Ford Fairlane 57, but you could also buy a 57 Meteor Rideau 500. So this was basically, you know, a good gimmick from GM, Ford, and Chrysler to sell more cars, and it fucking worked. It worked really well. But this, when I fucking saw this, man, it floored me almost. I couldn't believe it. I mean, I've seen 57 Meteors, not many of them. You know, maybe like 3 of them. So they're not falling out of the sky, because obviously we live in fucking Canada and they all rusted, and we're in the fucking rust belt here in the Northeast. But this, a 57 Meteor 500 top of the line Canadian Ford in a 2-door hardtop body. And although the guy doesn't really have like great pictures or adequate pictures, I'm like, holy fuck. I mean, excuse me for swearing. I know some of those are, you know, not fond of it, but I can't help it. It's something I might make a resolution on this here, but to swear less. But Christ almighty, it's a 2-door hardtop. Hell, I did a drawing of one of these in color when I was like 13. And I'd never seen one. Not even in pictures, actually, I think. Or, well, maybe in a picture, but you know, black and white, you know, whatever. But the point is, these are extremely rare. And look how much this guy is asking down in Saint Julie, beautiful Saint Julie near Quebec, $45,000. That's almost 50 fucking grand. In American, it's probably about 35,000 US, I figure. And in a way, I probably shouldn't be showing you this because this is exactly the type of car. No offense to you Americans, okay? You guys got generally more income than us Canadians. We're poor compared to you, okay? But this is the kind of car that could easily go to the US because it's different. And a lot of people like me like cars that are different. I mean, look, what am I showing this little fucking picture for? Look at this. Gorgeous. This was original. These cars had a three-tone paint scheme. You could get these a three-tone paint scheme. So, for example, you could have one where it was white like this, dark blue, and then light blue over here. Now, what was unique about the '57 Meteors, real quick here, is that see the front grille was completely different from the Fairlane or the regular American Ford. This is all different. This V here with the plus, this is the typical Meteor symbol, and the side trim here was different. It was actually more elaborate even than the American car. And God, the way I talk about these cars make me once again think I should have a fucking show about old cars. By the way, at this point, I should mention I almost won a fucking radio show actually about old cars years ago, but I lost to some beautiful chick. And ironically, the radio station that held this contest went out of fucking business 6 months later. Go figure. Anyway, I'm happy to be serving my YouTube fans. So let's just see here what it says here in French translating. It says véhicule d'époque reconditionné, so time period vehicle reconditioned interior and exterior in 1986. How the fuck did this car stay in such great condition 30 years? So kept interior between all this time, no kidding, in dry and heat. Driven every wind, every summer is for cruising. This is for a third party, and blah blah. Anyway. And I like how it says at the end, non-radial tires. Yeah, one more thing for you. I know a lot of you guys are really young, so I should mention that these wide wall tires, the original types like this, because you can get reproduction, but the original types like this were bias ply tires. They were not radial tires. They were skinnier, so they didn't hold the fucking road too well. And so yeah, so that's something you should be aware of. Yeah, and that concludes our tour here, and hope you enjoyed it. So you guys, you know, rock on, take care, and of course I enjoy your comments. And those who have, you know, smart ass fucking remark, don't even really bother because unless you're joking and I sort of know you, so to speak, I will remove your comment. And take care. Bye bye.